Waterman proudly presents the 2007 Dukes OceanFest at Waikiki Beach. This is the C4 Waterman Stand-Up Paddle Surf Division Part 1. You're looking at the father of modern-day surfing, Duke Paoa Kahanamoku. Duke was a Waikiki beach boy, an Olympian, a surfer, a canoe paddler. He was an all-around waterman, and he would be a natural at this sport, which is catching on all across the world. It's stand-up paddle surfing. Let's move on to round 1, heat 1 with Leleo Kinimaka starting things off. Toes on a nose and dropping that paddle back. That's a paddle drag, and he'll get some big points with that one. And deep cut back there. Here comes Bonga Perkins in red with 5 toes on a nose. Nice start off from the wave there, picking up some speed for a deep cutback, almost falling off the board. Here comes Sam Pai passing that paddle behind his back and a slide behind the back paddle action, which is a term coined by Titus Kinimaka, who's the uncle of Leleo, who almost got cut off there by Bonga Perkins. Let's look at that one more time here. Bonga's going to get a penalty on this one, but still come out with the most points in the heat. Moving on to Heat 2, Round 1. Out on the outside is Scott Bass with a new pose there, scoring some points for style and up in the ante for other competitors. Here comes Archie Kalepa, slicing up that wave and getting some good cutbacks. And speaking of cutbacks, look at that guy's sunburn. Here comes Tiara Lawrence. She's the only female competitor in today's competition. Laying some deep tracks is Noah Shimabukuro. And some nice cutbacks there. And walk it up to the nose. Kimo Miranda taking this wave on into the inside, running out of speed, but getting some points by spinning that paddle. Here comes Tiara Lawrence getting up close and personal with our cameraman Ray Hollowell. Scott Bass tossing that paddle up in the air. Those are some original moves. And there's Nolan Kaolana getting some toes on the nose and laying way back on that paddle. Using that paddle to his advantage, getting some good points there. Moving on to round 1, heat 3. Out in the water, we got Kamaki Worthington starting things off with a nice 1-foot stance there, getting some points. And out on the outside, here comes Mel Poo. Power surfer getting some nice deep grooves and carves there. This West Side surfer is used to big crowds in Waikiki, but on a contest day like this, you can't complain. The break's free. It's open for good moves like this from Brian Kaolana, getting 1 foot on the nose there, still using that paddle to get some speed. He's going to spin that board around, looking for a 360 there, and oh, he goes back on his back. He regains his composure and gets right back up on that board. Takes it all the way into the inside, all the way up to the beach, and turns that board around before it ends up on dry sand. That's going to get you some big points with the judges, I'm sure. Picking up on a big set, it's Ekolu Kolama. That's a nice 3-footer. Starting off on the outside and coming back in with some nice carves and cutbacks. Laying back on the paddle, getting some points. Brian's already out in the surf there, getting some more points. Striking a pose on the nose of the board. Your eyes just shine like the vibrancy. Taking a short ride on the nose is Ekolu, setting up for a good cutback here on his picturesque day. Here comes another good shot is Bunky Bukudas. And on the inside, Ekolu is finishing out this wave, a couple more cutbacks there. Taking off on the outside is John Kaleo Pa'a, sizing up this wave for a good bottom turn. Getting some carves and cutbacks, looking for some points. Moving on to round 1, heat 4. Out in the water, we got Todd Bradley. He was our winner back in July at Olawana Bowls in the C4 Stand-Up Watermen's Division. And here he goes down the line with this nice nose ride, skipping that paddle across the surface, getting some major points there. And here comes Cito De Soto on the outside, starting off with 5 on the nose, getting a long ride right on the peak of the wave. Here comes a big set of waves. Out on the outside, it's Aliko Willis on one of the biggest sets of the whole competition. Look at the size of this wave. It's pretty good for a competition here in Waikiki. Also taking advantage of this set, here comes Dave Parmenter with 5 on the nose. Nice long ride there, getting ready for a good cutback right over the camera. Beautiful shot, Ray, and look at him go. That's classic style of Dave Parmenter. Out on the horizon, it's Kalani Vieira carving it up. We'll see more action from him later on in this event. Hungry for more, Dave Parmenter going out and coming in. Here comes Titus Kinimaka, already switching that paddle behind his back and laying way back on his paddle, getting some good carves.
I need to say, like a college boy, I hope you know. And I got to say, and I have to say, let your feelings show me the way. And I want to say, and I need to say, like a college boy, I hope you know. And I got to say, and I have to say, with your feelings.
Closing out Heat 4 here is Titus Kinimaka laying way back on the board there. This was a really good heat. We got some big sets rolling through and closing out. Here comes Todd Bradley surfing right over the break wall there. Let's check in with Kalani on how this heat went.
Aloha, my name is Kalani Vieira. I'm from the island of Kauai. Just got done surfing my second heat from the stand-up paddle division. The waves was kind of tricky today, kind of slow, and you got to pick the right ones. I think I had one kind of good wave that I went all the way across and through the lagoon, so hopefully I'll get good points for that particular ride.
Before we wrap up part 1 here, let's pay homage to the man, Duke Kahanamoku. How about a little Duke trivia? We all know Duke was a great swimmer and a consummate waterman, but did you know he is also the ambassador of Aloha? He would teach anybody the hula. He even taught the Queen. True or false, Duke taught the Queen Mother of England how to hula dance? The answer is true. During the Queen Mother's visit in 1966, Duke took her by the hand and showed her how to shake her hips. Don't go far, there's more to come at the 2007 Duke's OceanFest, brought to you by C4 Waterman. Visit their website for all your stand-up paddle surfing needs. Stay tuned and stay stoked. Aloha, alright.